Hey everyone, and welcome to season 2 of Linking to the Afterlife. This season will continue with our soul existence readings and connecting with your loved ones in spirit. We will also be adding a few organic chats with friends and episodes explaining more about communicating with the afterlife. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, see the show notes. Thanks for listening. So, have you ever done anything like this before? A yes or a no?
No.
No. Have you listened to some of my podcasts? Have you watched any of my videos?
Almost all of them. I'm open to all of it. Let's see what happens. Got to remember to breathe.
Yeah, yes.
I can do that.
Yes. Just keep dropping your shoulders, taking a
Yeah.
breath.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Okay, we're going to do a soul reading today, aren't we?
Yes.
So a piece of your soul will come to me as an image, and then I read it and we talk about what that's bringing up for both of us. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask you now to close your eyes. We're both going to do that. And we're going to take a full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, breathing in and exhaling, letting go of everything we brought before this moment. Can you repeat out loud? I am open to receive.
I am open to receive.
Great. You can open your eyes now. And for me, just state your first name and the phrase, "It's a beautiful day."
Danielle, it's a beautiful day.
Danielle, I see you as this image of a little girl. A lot of soul existences are about the little girl.
Yeah.
And this little girl is looking down at the ground, looking down at things that she planted that have not grown, things that she has planted but have not grown. So, do you understand, like looking at the bigger picture, spirit speaks in metaphors? And I'd just like you to image the things that I'm stating. Start to bring the image to your own head. This little girl is hot. So, like, there's a sleeveless dress on. She likes being feminine, but she feels that she's very tactile, like her skin. You know how sometimes you don't like things touching your skin? Very tactile. Are you like that?
Very much so.
Great. Okay. So now we understand this little piece of you is you, and it's hanging out, wanting your attention and wanting to bring something up in you. And that's what we're going to allow here. What I just did was make a really cool connection between this little girl and you.
Yes.
I'm talking to her while I pause because I'm trying to get her attention, but she's very focused on what's not growing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So, in other words, what's not growing in her, what's not growing around her,
Mm.
what's not expanding. She's very stuck on what am I doing that's not making this grow. Does that make sense to you, Danielle?
Yes, it does.
So there's a piece of you now as the adult Danielle that's saying, judging themselves, I did
Mm.
something, I don't like good, bad, right, or wrong, but I did
Mm.
something that made this piece not grow. Would that resonate with you?
Yes.
Thank you. Keep breathing with me. You're doing great. This little girl isn't sad. There's no sadness about her. She's like, knees bent, legs on the ground in like a
Mm.
prayer position. And her hand is on under her chin, staring at the ground, just like a little girl would do watching TV, just sitting there, her elbows on the ground and her chin in her hands, not talking. It's almost like she's with her mind saying to the ground, why aren't you growing? Why aren't you growing? Come on, grow. Does that resonate with you, Danielle?
Yes.
So you understand how this works. I'm going to do a check
Mm.
in with you, Danielle, right now, because for everybody who's listening, this is Danielle's first time in front of a medium. And to be able to bring up this sort of thing, to uncover, to unearth this sort of thing, I give you a lot of credit, Danielle. Thank you again so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Questions about just about what we talked about? You're doing okay? You understand? Yes?
Yes.
I would like to get her to look at me. I'm working on talking to her telepathically and telling her, sometimes the things that don't grow are also for our growth. Ooh, that was good. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I felt that one.
So did I. I'm going to say it again. I'm telling her sometimes the things that don't grow are for our growth, but she's stuck on the things that aren't growing. She's stuck on that, isn't she?
Of course she is.
Of course she is. We're going to work through this, right? You've listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to get you through this. We're going to get her through this. I'm being asked from Spirit to ask you, Danielle, adult Danielle, do you have a question you want to ask this little piece of you?
Oh boy.
I feel there's a question looming that's going to help her. And Spirit isn't allowing Donna to access it. They want it to come from you. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So, with the image of her in your head and knowing what we already talked about and what her challenge is, can you speak to her as the adult Danielle who sees what Spirit just said, which is sometimes when things don't grow, it's for our growth.
Yes.
So, can you give her in your voice?
Danielle, it's okay if it's not growing. You just sometimes have to let things be. And you'll see everything will turn out the way it's supposed to.
Take a breath. That was good. That was good. I'm going to ask you to try again. This time, don't jump to the future of, don't worry, it's going to be good. Honor her for what she's doing and what she's done all of these years. Can you do that?
Yes.
Breathe.
Danielle, if it doesn't grow, it's fine. You've done wonderful. It's going to continue to be this way.
Stick to how she might be feeling and what she would need as a little girl. Like imagine you're talking to a child and you just don't want to pick them up and say, come on, let's go. This is going to get better. Let's go. You just want to honor them.
You did fantastic. You're doing fantastic. Try again if you want, but I think it's beautiful.
I always say when doing this sort of work, you can never say thank you and I love you enough. So how about those words?
I'm a tough one with those. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for wanting everything to grow. And I love you.
That was beautiful. You did it. That was beautiful. Now she turns her head. You see, she wanted your words. It's not that she was uncertain of the love she had for herself. She was uncertain that anybody else cared. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So can you relate? Like I picture this little girl. Yeah, she's alert. So I want to say 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Can you relate to when you were that age? Because that's why she shows up the age she does. Can you relate to that part of your life if you remember? Were you thinking that also, that
Yes.
no one was listening, no one cared?
Yeah, it was a rough time that age for me.
So your feelings are coming at you now, double, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love what I do. I really do. And you're doing fabulous.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. She's looking at you now. She's turned to look over her right shoulder because that's where we are, right over her right shoulder. And she asks, who are you? Can you answer her?
And you. You're me.
Did I ask you to come here?
No.
Why did you come?
I think it was time I needed to come.
Have I been down here a long time waiting?
Yes.
Well, then thank you for coming, finally.
You're welcome.
Remember, I said at the beginning when I first saw her, she seemed very wise and she didn't seem sad. So the words that just came out of her mouth when I speak back to you, those are her words. About darn time that you came. And I'm so glad you did. She's very glad that you did. How does that make you feel, Danielle?
Good. It makes me feel really good.
What stopped you from going there?
The unknown, the fear of, afraid of what I was going to hear.
And did that fear drop away?
Yes.
That makes me happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
She's very dry, though. Remember, I said before I started how dry my mouth was?
Yes.
It's like she didn't nourish herself
Mm,
at all when she was staring at the ground. My legs are starting to get tingly now because I've been sitting there in that bent position for so
yeah.
long, my legs have fallen asleep.
Hmm.
And I want to go back again to the dryness. Do you feel you don't take in enough, we'll say, of the healthier liquids? Is there something that you might do more than, we'll say, water or fresh juices, things like that?
I'm either completely water or my day becomes overturned with coffee and I'm 2 pots of coffee in by the end of the day and I haven't drank my water. Where then there are the days I drink more water. People look at me and they're like, you drink a lot of water. I'm like, I know. But then certain days just complete opposite.
Yeah. So that would make sense based on what
Mm,
she is going through. Because that came through me just now, I would make an effort. It's up to you. There's no have tos at this moment anyway, but I would just make an effort if you're going to drink coffee.
mm.
Like I'm hearing to cut that in more than half, right? And go to those days of more water. From what I understand with these types of readings is because she is now getting up. We're going to get her to stand up,
Okay.
that will be easier for you.
Okay.
What I'm hearing from spirit right now is we don't know those pieces of us that are stuck somewhere and that manifest themselves by things that we do to our body, the way we treat our human body. You understand that?
Yes.
Yes. So it's my understanding again that when this work is over, on those coffee days, you'll say, oh, I see you, little Danielle. I know you need water.
Yeah. Now be in my head constantly.
Right? Exactly. So that's what these readings also are about. Beautiful, right? Okay. Let's get her, if we can, to stand up. Let's make a statement, though, first about the dehydration that she feels. Again, I'm going to ask you to talk to her and then I'll play her.
All right.
Honor her,
Mm,
understand her. Don't jump to today. Stay with her and honor what's happened.
okay.
Go ahead.
I think we should drink some water.
Whew, I am so thirsty.
Why haven't you been drinking much?
I think I've been so focused on what hasn't been happening that I forget what me is about. I forget me, and I'm only focusing on what's not happening.
Danielle, I need you to take better care of yourself. You'll feel fantastic mentally, physically. I think it'll be good.
I don't know how to do that, though.
Can I help you maybe?
I would like you to help me. Do you want to help me?
I would love to try and help you if I can.
Well, you're here, and I don't see anybody else. So,
Just us. Okay.
do you have any water on you right now?
Of course I do.
I'm having trouble standing right now. I'm going to sit here a minute.
Okay.
Would you like to sit with me?
Yeah, I'll sit with you for a few minutes.
And can I have some of your water?
Yes, 1 second. Okay. It's very cold. I like it frozen like slushies.
Danielle's taking a sip of water, nourishing her little Danielle right now.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that water.
You're welcome.
I feel like my legs aren't there. I feel like my legs, they've fallen asleep so much that I see them, only I can't feel them. Danielle, in the present, do you have challenges with your legs?
Yes.
Now you see physical sensations coming from this soul existence. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You understand how that worked,
Yeah.
that we do carry things over. I call it an echo. The last podcast I shared, I explained that a little bit more. This echo from this soul existence, this piece of you
Mm-hmm.
carries over. And until we honor it and express it, speak to it, call it back to us, the echo cannot subside. And that's what we're doing right now. How does that sound?
It sounds good.
I don't present myself as a medical doctor in any way, shape, or form, but when things like this come through, it has happened before where things have subsided.
Okay.
Breathe with me. All right. How do we get her to stand up now?
Go for a walk.
I just need to stand up first.
All right. So how about we stand up, maybe stretch our legs for a few. That always makes me feel better.
Can you take my elbow
Okay.
and help me stand?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
Whew.
Good job.
Whew. I got to shake out my legs.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. The rest of me is kind of sweating here now.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yes.
This is Donna. Can you thank her for the trust she put in you right now?
Thank you so much for letting me help you.
Can you tell her how you recognize that takes trust?
That takes a lot of trust to let someone help you do that. I think it's great you did that. I'm proud of you.
And Danielle, as the adult, does that resonate with your present existence?
Yes, a lot.
You're doing fabulous.
Thanks.
Breathing it in. I'm going to ask you one more time to thank her for trusting you.
Okay. Thank you so much for trusting me and letting me help you.
Sure, you came. You're here. Why not?
All right. Sounds good.
You see the difference in the two of your personalities.
Mm,
She's like, no problem.
yeah.
But you're the adult. You've grown with this echo for so much longer
Hmm.
than she has. And now you're going to learn from her as well as she's learning from you. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm shaking my legs out now, just kind of shaking them. Thanks for hanging on to me. I
Welcome.
feel a little lightheaded. I guess that's from sitting in that position for so long. What do you think?
Probably.
I think I'm ready to walk a few steps. Will you still hold me?
Yes. Let me know when you're ready.
I still feel a little lightheaded. Do you feel that?
Not right now, but that does happen to me.
That's all part of this, Danielle. You get that? That's all part of this. Okay, I'm ready. Let's take a couple steps.
Okay. Ready? Come on.
The ground that we're walking on is so sandy. It's so dry, also. I feel that nothing can grow here because it's so dry. What can we do about that?
Water.
Water. Do you have enough water that if we put some down on this sand, we can help anybody else that comes this way?
I have some.
I'd like to do that. I would like, as I walk further, I would like to sprinkle the ground, nourish the ground that we're walking on, because there might be others that were doing what I was doing, and they're still there waiting for things to grow. Do you think we could help them too?
Yes, I'd like that.
So, this, Danielle, can be a visual for you
Hmm.
later on is to walk along with her and, maybe get a watering can for your head and sprinkle and get a smaller one for her and a bigger one for you, and to nourish the ground that you walk on. When you spread water on the ground, it's in front of you, isn't it?
Hmm.
So the ground that you're going to walk on has already been watered. You understand that?
Yes.
Not only are you watering it for yourself, you're watering it for those that will come behind you, come
Mm.
along after you. You seeing this whole visual in your head?
Yes, I am.
She wants the water so that she can be nurtured as she walks along. Both of you can be nurtured as you walk along. But it's about you. You're spreading the water, aren't you?
Yes.
You're nurturing yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
Explain that to me and how that feels for you in this present day, Danielle.
It feels good. I've always taken care of me. It's always been me. It still is.
But now,
Yeah.
but now,
And take care of others.
first the little girl.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you because I still think there's a piece of you that doesn't take care of herself
Hmm.
because that's the echo. right?
Yeah.
Everything we've already talked about.
I put me last.
You put you
I
last.
put me last always since I'm a little girl.
Okay, we're done with that.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself first.
That's going to take a huge, huge step. I have to figure out how. I don't even know how to do that.
We're doing it right now.
Okay.
And you're going to continually remind yourself that this little girl needs that in order for the adult Danielle to do that work. The two of you do it together. You're not alone. You now have her. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, anytime going forward that you start to take care of someone else before yourself, where you start to say, I'm really tired, but I have to do this for this person,
That's my famous line.
everything that comes out of my mouth means something.
Mm.
When you start to say that in your head, or if it starts to come out of your mouth, you're going to say, hold on a second. And you're going to bring the image of that little girl into your head, and you're going to water the ground in front of you first.
Okay.
And in that moment, you will understand what you need to do for you
Mm-hmm.
before you help someone else.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be a process. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's not going to change tomorrow, but it's going to change a lot faster now that you recognized where it came from.
Mm-hmm. A while ago. A long time ago.
But we bridged the gap now, didn't we?
Yes.
She's off the ground.
Hmm.
She knows she doesn't have to wait any longer to take care of herself, that the two of you have each other now. Your work right now, Danielle, is to continually bring that little girl into your awareness. Each time you find yourself doing the opposite of what we said today. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Take a deep breath. You really are doing great. Tell me now what's on your mind about what just happened.
I know that I do that. I knew it started when I was younger, but it really did start when I was like 6. I cannot believe how long I've been doing this and saying I'm so tired, but I'm tired of being tired, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah.
And you were ready for this. This whole process of getting to me and getting to this session, it was
Mm.
simple, wasn't it?
It's funny how that came about, but yes, it was simple. It was very simple.
When the order is ready.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a couple of your emails, because I think you said in one of them, I can't believe you emailed me back.
Hmm.
So that started the allowing to begin.
Gotcha.
You were honest and you allowed someone else to say, of course, I'm going to take care of you. Of course, we're going to do this. It started. It's happening now. You have a greater awareness of it, though, now, don't you?
Yes.
And you know how to go back to it, don't you?
Hmm. I do.
And if you begin to doubt or question, you can re listen
Yeah.
and you can say, oh, let's start from scratch again. You can go right back to that little girl
Hmm.
and say, thank you for doing that. I honor you for being in that position for so long without taking care of you. But I'm here now. You see how I was here for you, Spirit also here for you. Now you
Hmm.
need to be here for that little girl.
Hmm.
And that's what we did here. You understand?
Yeah, I definitely understand. I see it. I feel it. It's just so it just makes sense.
And it's new. Yes.
Yes.
There was any part of you that was thinking, oh, yeah, this is the way it's going to go down.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I asked my guest yesterday, the last podcast that is right before this one, I asked her, how did it feel before the session, leading up to the session? Were you getting echoes of how did it feel in your physical body before you came on this call?
Today was an off day, but I've had my days lately have been very erratic, to say the least. But no, physically, I've been dry throat, dry mouth. my left leg is killing me today. You know, so I guess not the best, but it's like the normal for me. So I just don't even pay attention to it.
Now you can pay attention to it. And when you're dry, you could say to that little girl, let's go get some coconut water. Would you like some cucumber juice? How about some watermelon? Watermelon's great for hydrating.
Hmm.
All the hydrating things you're going to start to do now. And when your leg hurts, you're going to say, wow, yeah, I can't imagine being in that stooped position for so long. Of course, your leg hurts. I want you to keep bringing back the memory and the feeling of what we just went through. Does that make sense? How you can combine the two?
Yes, of course.
I did that work when I first started recognizing past life work. I
Mm.
did it because I had a challenge in my life. I did it. And when I saw that past life, I understood, oh, piece of my soul, same thing. Oh, that's why I was doing that. So in present day, whenever I did that thing again, I would say, oh, Donna, you're not going to die. You got this. You can do this. You have friends to talk to. That got me through the moment. I had to let that echo dissipate.
Hmm.
And that's what you're going to be doing every time these things come up and speaking with that little girl, reminding her how much you appreciate what she went through and how you're there for her now.
Yes.
It will be a continual process.
Hmm.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel really good.
You did good
Oh, thank you.
for someone that had really no idea how this would have happened or how it was going to go down. You did it.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions about how to do it going forward? Now, we talked about it, I explained it, but do you have any questions about it?
No, I think it's pretty clear. I take care of me. Take care of the little me that, I'm still here.
And it was a learned behavior.
Yeah.
We can always unlearn things.
Mm. My younger brother says that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And we can unlearn them by sending them love.
Mm.
I love you for being in that position for so long. I love you for how much pain must have been in your physical body for being in that crouched position for so long. I
Mm.
love you. You see how I keep staying present with her? I don't pull
Yes.
her out right away. I want to acknowledge her because that's what's going to help Danielle, the adult Danielle,
Hmm.
get through.
Okay.
How's that sound?
I love it. I think it's great.
Danielle, thank you so, so very much.
Thank you.
Your presence of presence that you stepped into this, knowing that this is what you needed right now,
Yeah.
and for reaching out.
Can't thank you enough for answering me and helping me through this. Thank you so much, Donna.
You're welcome, Danielle.